I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. All right, roll call.
I see Van Blair not here, so Manner.
Here.
Leonard.
Here.
Lamb.
Here.
Elkin.
Here. All right, we got the consent agenda items up. It looks like minutes from City Council of July 6th. Plan Commission from June 23 and July 28, as well as Committee of the Whole from July 20th.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda items.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We'll move on to the mayor's proclamation, recognition of the Amory Queens Court. You want to come up? I think this is our tradition we started last year, 2 years ago, where we've declared August as Queens Month. So I'd like to read this proclamation. I have to be my life. All right, whereas the Amory Queens Court, having been crowned for the 2021-22 years, whereas they will have successors crowned at the Amory Fall Festival in September of 2022, whereas the City of Amory Common Council recognizes the Amory Queens Court dedication to the City of Amory as true ambassadors of the area. Whereas the City of Amory Common Council will now recognize at their monthly regular common City Council meeting in August as Amory's Queens Court Day. Now, therefore, I, Chad Leonard, Mayor of the City of Amory, on behalf of the Common Council, the citizens of Amory, and the city staff wish to recognize Miss Amory, Sophia Danielson, First Princess, Emma Johnson, Second Princess, Miss Congeniality, Rachel Garbus, right? And little Miss Amory, Delphine Gunther. Express our heartfelt appreciation for your dedication to our community. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the official seal of the City of Amory, State of Wisconsin, be affixed on this third day of August of the year of 2022. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Now you'll have all this extra time for, now that you'll have all these trades.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, the next item is citizens' commendation by the Amory Police Department.
Okay, so I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize and commend a few outstanding citizens. The first being Bethany Escrow, second Martha Corona, and the third Alexis Casertina Gonzalez for their actions on July 12, 2022 in the city of Amory. Just going into a little bit of detail here. On July 12th, 2022, the Amory Police Department, Amory Fire Department, the Amory First Responders and Ambulance Service responded to a report of an individual that was pinned beneath a vehicle at a residence within the city of Amory. Bethany Escrow, who was nearby the incident, heard cries for help. Additionally, Martha Corona and her son Alexis Gonzalez responded to the cry for help. Without hesitation or a second thought, each one of these individuals responded by running towards these cries. They did everything in their ability to help out and assist during a very tragic event. The actions taken by these individuals that day were nothing short of heroic. and precisely the type of actions that help create a true partnership within this community. Throughout the entirety of this incident, these individuals went well above and beyond what could ever be expected from a citizen who wished to help a lending hand. In conclusion, I'm very privileged to commend these individuals. I see two of them are not here, but at this point, could we have Bethany Escrow please come forward? Bethany, congratulations. Thank you. I'll just spin that around there. There we go. Thank you. And I believe we will try to serve the other ones personally on that were involved in this. So thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, the next item up for the agenda is the autocross event at the Amory Airport. Paul, I think you've been having a lot of conversations with outside entity, Patty, and Patty's aware too. So I don't know, between the two of you, if you can help us understand what this is all about.
Mayor and council persons, I guess I can say that now. The city of Amory was approached, Patty was approached by a fellow named Joshua Ritzy. These guys want to set up a test and run operation out at the airport, and these are young professional executives from some of the larger companies in Minneapolis and St. Paul. And their passion is cars, and very nice cars and very expensive cars. So they approached us to see if they could have a test and run event. It's not a timed event, but they pull out onto the taxiway, get a go signal, and then go down a quarter mile, and then they turn around and they come back. They've done this before. It's not like Menominee or Siren or Osceola, where those are drag racing events where they got timers and all that stuff. And they just go up there and test and tune their cars. Now, what I mean by test and tune, these cars they all have programmable chips in the laptop in their car, things like that. So I went out there last Saturday. They wanted to do a little trial set up to see if they could make it work, and it's going to work out very well. Lucky I was there because they were going to use up some of the taxiway that was not necessary. So we set up a staging area. They pull up, start and go. They come back. They will always be on the asphalt out there. The pedestrians will be in the grass strip in front of it. There'll be parking in the grass there in front, and there's parking on another part of the airport property. So all the proceeds, $10 donation for spectators, will be handed over to the airport. So that is it's kind of a money-making thing for us. Also, anybody coming in the Amory Airport can get to the fuel, get to their taxiways, to their hangars without any interruption. We don't have to move cones. Only if we have a landing from coming in from the north going south, and they have to come around the taxiway back up, they will remove all the cones out of the way, which is about 10 of them, and the traffic can get through. I believe they have procured the $1 million insurance with $2 million aggregate on this. And this would be a nice event for the airport to raise some money. So if you have any questions.
How many cars do they have on Saturday?
They're planning on 50. They run 2 at a time. I will be there Saturday, probably the whole day, to oversee this, to make sure we are protected and the city's protected. And I'm sure Amory Police Department will check in every once in a while to make sure everything is going smooth. They have safety protocols in place. Fire extinguishers, all that kind of stuff. They have a list of people to call in case there's an emergency, hospital or, whatever.
Is it planned to have a representative from the airport each day that they're doing this?
If you think it's necessary.
Well, I'm asking, I do, they're need access to some things at the airport that, belongs to the airport or something.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be there the first two Saturdays, so they can run through if they need anything else. Otherwise, I'll be on call. I don't plan on being gone at weekends. If I'm not in Amory on the weekends, but when I am in, I'll just check in every so often during the day, but they can call me.
The first 3 weekends are listed as training. But
Yes.
are spectators allowed to be there at that time?
No spectators were invited except immediate family members. And these are young people. They're gonna have their children there with things to set up. They're gonna have to set up and keep the children, busy. I'm not sure what that children contingent is, but he said this is a family affair. So a lot of them will ride in the cars that come. Some extras will come because they can't fit in all in one car, maybe. That's
So
what I gotta find out.
is the spectator one only the last season finale, or is there spectators that they're charging admission for in all of them besides the training ones?
As it moves on, they didn't advertise this.
Okay.
It's just word of mouth. I invited Jeff, invited myself out, and one other guy from Amory. Otherwise, we've been keeping it low key. So
So no real paying spectators until later in their season.
well, anybody that comes, like maybe friends of theirs come on Saturday, yeah, they will pay. But I can't give you how many of their friends are gonna come, besides family, so.
Sure.
Okay,
I'm hoping to be 50 or less. That's, don't want to get it overrun out there, so,
Yeah, it says it's limited to 100.
correct. But we want to start out small. I told them we have to start out small, work it up, make sure everything goes smooth and has plans, and they're happy with it too. These guys are very professional, and they even hired a local guy here to go out there and weed whip around the hangers, so the hangers look really nice. The grass is all cut, but they want it sharp looking, so everybody's happy out there.
Do we have to provide anything for them except for the space? So the list of equipment that's here,
No.
we're not providing any of
No.
that. They're bringing everything in
Yep.
themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Sounds like a great opportunity.
Yeah.
And if there's a plane that has to come in, they'll also get in their show.
that's right. Yeah,
And they've got it pretty spelled out.
They-
Planes come in, they have to pause and
yeah,
they've thought through quite a few things. It looks like.
yeah. And I'll be out there too to guide them through to make sure everything happens right and repeats after that, so.
Have they done this anyplace else locally that?
Not
that you're
locally.
familiar- Yeah, I mean,
Right
just,
now, they're using the streets.
Okay.
So,
so this is maybe kind of a new thing for them too.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They're working on Hinckley, they're working on Menominee and Siren and another area, so this might change, or they might move to a different city. If this works out good here, people like to travel and see something different. Most of them plan on staying after and eating here in Amory.
That's just gonna-
So that's very nice. Kind of looking for an organization that would like to serve some lunches out there, to contact City Hall and put them in touch with Joshua. And they can make a little bit of money, like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, or church group, or whatever. There doesn't have to be much sandwiches stuff.
It's exciting.
and the city doesn't have any exposure for liability of any sort.
No,
No.
they've covered it.
Yeah.
They've covered it.
Do we have to take action? Okay, I would move that with the request and all of the information that we've received, that we approve the activity for the flying, what was it called? Fly High Automotive Event.
And I'll second.
Any further discussion?
I just want to make sure that we have it spelled out as far as dates. So
Yep.
from August 6th through October 29th, and should they decide to do it either later or next year, we'll need to revisit it again.
Right.
Okay, all those in favor?
I,
Opposed? Excellent.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Paul.
Summer Wednesdays tonight. Everybody come on down.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
thanks, Paul.
Number 4, the 5-star marketing. This is for the 2-page or the one-page spread.
It's two.
It's in the Senate.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the 5-star marketing 2023 Polk County Visitor Guide advertisement in the amount of $1,990.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I,
Opposed? Excellent, good deal. Rezoning of parcel 201-00557-0000 from R1 single family to R2 2-family duplex. So this went through Plan Commission. It's the property that's on the lake. And they would like to, the lower level, turn into an Airbnb. Is that right? Okay.
it was rental, not necessarily Airbnb.
I read someplace it was for professional
Mm-hmm.
short-term rental.
Well, I think at this point in time, we want to talk about the rezoning first, and then we can talk about conditional use.
Right, yep.
So I'm gonna guess that the criteria has been met in order to accommodate the rezoning application. So I will
Yes.
make a motion to approve the rezoning of said parcel from single family to 2-family duplex.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so we rezone that from R1 to R2. The conditional use of application for 233 Arlington Drive. So this is the same property in which the intentions to say, this is the, yes, conditional approval is moving from a existing residential to proposed Airbnb. Would like to rent the property out as an Airbnb targeting families.
This one I have a little bit more questions about. Do we have any other properties within the city limits that are currently have conditional use for this type of?
We had one, they never actually did it though, so they went through the whole rezoning and public hearings and everything, and then they never actually finished it.
Was that Twin Lakes?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, over on Duranda Street.
Okay.
So no, we don't have anything specifically like this right now.
The only challenge I have with it is that, you know, this is getting into uncharted territory. And when it comes to things like this, you're going to need to, I think we need to consider parking. We need to consider, you know, other things that might potentially be, need to be addressed going forward, not necessarily for this one. So anytime we do something new, I think we're setting a precedent. And I want to make sure that this is thought out carefully enough and that we have our ducks in a row for going forward when somebody wants to do this, because this is one of potentially many, many more, because it's kind of the way things are going now. That, you know, we've got some pretty specific things in place if need be. Would this fall under the ordinances as far as renters go?
I think it's
Because we
very-
have ordinances as far as that goes. I didn't actually look at them prior to coming into the meeting. I guess I didn't even think about it, but you know, I've got these questions about that. Just,
Specific parking for sure.
yes,
Yeah, and Tom can address that as well. Yep. that's covered under the ordinance.
Okay. So that is something that's covered in the rental. And so we should, I mean, is this something that we, guess I don't know how to proceed. How do we know that this particular conditional use and all those going forward are going to abide by the rental ordinances? I think that's something that we have to specifically state
I think, yeah. I
going
think-
forward.
I think you give them a copy of
Yeah.
the zoning ordinance, and then that's part of their conditional use, and then we can follow up on, usually with these, you follow up in a year to make sure that they're abiding by it,
Mhm.
and then just follow through with making sure that they're following what they're supposed to do.
Okay. I mean, I just think it's something that we should probably add anytime we get a request for something similar to this,
Mhm.
so that they know the rules going forward before anything's actually granted. I'm kudos. I would love to be able to do this myself, but I just want to make sure that there isn't going to be any issues going forward, and we might regret a decision if we don't talk about things on the front end.
So, yeah, you can look them up.
He's right here.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said-
And I guess the second question I have on this one in particular is that you're asking for conditional use for existing residential and then a proposed Airbnb. So considering you're going to be having a duplex, is the existing residential, is that going to be for like a long-term rental? And then the proposed Airbnb is separate, or is it going to be you're living there and then the other part's going to be proposed Airbnb?
Yeah, yes, we would be living.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
would be living on the upper level, the lower level. would be
Got
the Airbnb
Mhm.
/ short-term rental, long-term rental.
Sure.
And we've been speaking with the CEO at the hospital. She's very eager to see this go forward, just because there is such a demand growth. We have people coming in, professionals coming in, and like to
Right.
So that's correct. We would be on site 24/7, so to speak.
Sure.
This is something the Lakes Commission would have any input on regarding additional traffic on the lakes or activities in general?
I would think not, because they didn't have a say in the campground, all those other things. So it's much
No.
the same as a campground or any other rental unit for that matter. I think it's not like you're having multiple groups that are coming in and renting at the very same time. It's still a consistent,
Okay.
Yeah.
whether it's somebody living there year round or a week at a time.
Yeah, I think as long as we make sure that we don't treat, don't have a special Airbnb or verbal ordinance of any kind, and just make it clear that it fits into our existing rental ordinances, I think we're fine. I think we're in trouble if we start singling things out, because then it's okay, well, then you add this, or you take that away, and it's not fair to everybody else. I think if we just make sure that we're clear that all those things still apply,
Right.
we're fine.
And they certainly do. So
Yeah.
I think we'll be totally fine with that, so.
Any further discussion?
And I would move to approve the request for conditional use on 233 Arlington Drive.
I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, excellent, good. All right, moving on to appointments. So it's not for the recycling committee. It's not a full committee yet, but I wanted to get started with several people. Mike, I'd like to appoint Mike, Gloria, I guess Mike Manor, Gloria Lenz, and Rachel Thomas and Eric Elkin to the recycling committee. Then that leaves one more
One more?
spot.
Okay.
Well, then I'll make a motion to approve those appointments. I don't know who else is gonna.
There's no one
second that.
You could go sit down there and second it. I will second it.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, great. It'll be nice to have that committee starting to function and start helping to educate and move us forward in recycling matters for the city. The next is the appointment of the newly created committee Arts, Parks and Recreation. I'd like to appoint Debbie Elmer, Colleen Adams, Denise Johnson, and Cheryl Bowman. There is plus one more that's required. Cheryl Bowman is a outside the city member as allowable by the council.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, excellent, good. Now with the resignation of Tim Strobush, we have some appointments to backfill for him. I'd like to appoint Patty Bjorklund to the Amory Economic Development Committee or Corporation Board to fill that spot. I think it's a good marriage between what's happening in the city and what's happening on that.
We talk on
that's
a
good.
regular basis.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
gonna
that's a
say
good-
that makes,
that's a
it
good
makes
thing.
sense.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion for that.
Move to approve the appointment, Patty, to the Economic Development Corporation Board.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, excellent. And then for the appointment to the Fire Committee and the Airport Commission, once we have identified a replacement for Tim, I may make some switches, but I think in the interim, I would like to appoint myself to the Fire Committee and the Airport Commission.
Okay, you were on the fire committee before.
I was,
too,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
Okay, I think these are separate. Move to approve appointment of Chad Leonard to fire committee.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Then for the Airport Commission?
I'll approve the appointment.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, excellent. Now we'll open up public comment. If there's any comments from the public? Plenty of time to go out and go out to the
To
Michael
Wednesday
Park
night,
and
yeah.
take in some wonderful music tonight. And then let's see, we will have a music on the river before we have another meeting? No,
Yes,
oh,
Before-
yeah,
we
that's the
will,
19th.
the 19th. So we have another meeting on the 8th to 17th.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
That's a long.
That's our
Yeah.
long day.
So,
On that note, I move to adjourn.
all right, second, is there a second for
I'll second.
adjournment? Okay, any further discussion about adjourning? All right, all those in favor?